Friends, now let us learn about the installation of Aptana Studio, which is a full-fledged IDE for the development of Python programs. To install the Aptana Studio, first of all we need to download the package file. So open the web browser. In the address bar you type www.aptana.com. Okay, now it shows the features of Aptana Studio, and you see that it's showing the world's most powerful open source web development IDE just got better, and it's showing a lot of other features of the Aptana Studio. Okay, now we want to download it. Download Aptana Studio 3, version 3 we are going to download. Click on the download link. Now we can download the Aptana Studio as the standalone version or the Eclipse plugin version. In the previous video we knew about the installation of the Eclipse plugin version or the Eclipse IDE with the additional PyDev plugin and its configuration. Now this time we shall download the Aptana Studio in its standalone version, as its standalone version. So we are downloading it for the Windows platform, and simply click on the download Aptana Studio 3. So it's asking to save the file. I'm going to save the file and save the location where we want to save the file. Okay, you have to remember the location to which location you have saved the file. Okay. Close the browser, and I have downloaded the file in the downloads folder. Click on the Aptana Studio 3 setup. The difference between the Eclipse IDE the difference between the installation of Eclipse IDE and the Aptana Studio is that in case of Eclipse IDE, you had to install the Eclipse IDE first of all, then you had to download the PyDev plugin for the development of Python application. But in case of Aptana Studio, you don't need to download the additional plugin, that is PyDev plugin, for the Aptana Studio to develop your Python programs. It is inbuilt there in the Aptana Studio. Okay, click on next. I agree. Select the location, etc. Here you observe that you can associate your Aptana Studio with the CSS files, then JavaScript files, then script doc, then XML documents or PHP documents, etc. It means with the help of this Aptana Studio, we can develop these types of files. Means we can write the PHP codes, we can write the CSS, we can write the JavaScript, etc. Now the package is being installed in the PC. Okay. Now it's showing completed. Setup has successfully installed Aptana Studio 3 on your computer. Just click on the close link. Okay. Now we have installed the Aptana Studio. Next thing we have to do is to configure the Aptana Studio with the Python interpreter so as to run our programs successfully. Click on the link of the Aptana Studio, link to the Aptana Studio. So as in previous video, we learned that a workspace actually is a location or a folder in our hard drive where the files related to the project are preserved for the current session. So we're writing here simply Aptana Studio 3. Default options are kept as they are, and OK. Now, first thing we have to do is to configure the Aptana Studio with the Python interpreter. For that, you click on Window, then Preferences. You see here that we did not install the additional PyDev plugin. It is by default installed in the Aptana Studio. Okay, click on the link Interpreter Python, and here we have to make some settings related to the Python interpreter. We have to tell the Aptana Studio that the location of the Python interpreter is under C drive or D drive or wherever you have installed the Python interpreter. So click on the new link. As we did in the previous video, the steps are same as as we covered in the Eclipse IDE. So you write here Python. We're using 2.7.4 version and interpreter executable file, and that we've installed under the C drive. We have a folder Python 2.7, and here we have to select the Python interpreter file. Click on the open link. Okay, so again it's asking to add the files and folders to the Python path, system Python path. Click on all the available options. Okay, so now it's showing that the Python 2.7.4, its location is under C drive. We have a folder Python 2.7 and all, and the system Python path is set for these locations. Click on OK. Just making some changes to the system Python path. Then now we want to create a project. We want to write some codes related to the Python programming language. So click on New, and we can select at the moment the Python option is PyDev option is not displayed in the list. Click on other option, and you can select here PyDev. Or one more thing we can do is we can click on Window, Open Perspective, and other, that is PyDev. Click on OK, and you see that here File, the New, we find a lot of options related to the PyDev plugin. Okay, now we want to create a new PyDev project, and suppose we want to write the name of the project as first project. All these steps you could have you must have noticed that in the all these steps are similar to the configuration of your PyDev plugin with the Eclipse IDE. So it's very easy. So name of the project we are writing is first project, and we wanted to create the folder, that is src folder, in and add it to the Python path. Default options are given. Okay, the grammar version we will be using is 2.7, and the interpreter we have is Python 2.7.4. Okay, then click on the finish link. Now the first project has been created. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a Python module as we did in the previous lesson. So click on src and new PyDev module. Name of the module we want to assign is, suppose, first program, first pro. Okay, you have to write it in name part, first pro, finish. Be find that a file, namely firstpro.py, is created, and we can write the codes here. For the sake of testing, we simply are writing that print hello world. Okay, and to run the program, suppose we have to follow the same step. Click on the Python module and right click it and select run as and Python run. Okay, I want to preserve the contents. Okay, so it's showing us the hello world. Now let us add some more statements. X equals to 70 and y equals to 20. Print x minus y, and we want to run the file or the project. Python run. Okay, it's showing us hello world and 50. That's how we can configure. It means we have configured the Aptana Studio for the Python development.